All right, so here is the meal planning video. Now this is just my way of doing it. It's not really in depth at this point. I'm working on some stuff, but if you want other ideas for meal planning, you can go all over YouTube. I'm just suggesting it and showing you how I do it. Why do I suggest it? There's nothing worse than not having your ingredients, you know? Because if you're not really into cooking, or you're just getting started, getting back into cooking, you know, just out of practice, whatever, and it happens, trust me. Here's the thing. You might try and find any excuse you can to get takeout or get something convenient. And those choices can sometimes not be the healthiest choice. And when I say healthiest, I don't just mean, you know, high calorie. It could be very high in fat. It could be not very protein rich. It could also be very high in sodium. There's a whole slew of things. I mean, Rayleigh's has Chinese food. It's quick. It's convenient. Not the best option. So if you want to make better choices, sometimes having the ingredients you need, and you'll know what you need because you'll have a meal plan. A really big reason to have a meal plan is not just knowing what you need, but also when you need it. And so you limit food waste. Food waste, that is where you will lose the most money. I'm not proud of this, but it's been a habit the last at least couple of months. The vegetable crisper in our fridge, that's where vegetables go to die. Okay? I forget about them. And it's because I have not been meal planning. So I forget what I have there. Also, too, if you need something and you're not going to make it for like a week and it's fresh produce, it might not last a week. So you need to know what you need and all that. Because I also have like a little can of tomato paste. I'm not sure if I'll use the whole can. Will I use the rest of the can before it goes bad? I don't know. So those are things you can think about when you meal plan, is how to bring ingredients together and use up something before it will go bad. Okay? Avoid food waste. So with that said, I'm just going to show you briefly. I've already started my meal plan for the next 2 weeks. Yes, it does say Monday's grocery day. Today is Sunday the 29th. Here's the thing. I might not be grocery shopping on Monday. We have the kids here. Taking 2 kids grocery shopping is hell. So if I can avoid it, I will do that. Because I've gone grocery shopping with them before. And this is big grocery shopping. This takes like a couple hours. So the other thing too, when I meal plan, I do have listed like a few ideas for lunches and breakfasts, basically for me. Typically everybody kind of does their own thing for breakfast and lunch. We come together as a family for dinner. So that is the meal that I really do have to focus on for meal planning. And that could be different for anybody, but typically dinners are the big ones. And that's the ones where you're more likely to have leftovers and do all that. So let's look at what I have and we'll go from there. So sorry about that. This little shadow right here. Can't help it. Late at night, dining room, lights right above me. One place you could possibly do meal planning in is one of these. I got this at, obviously, Dollar Tree. It's just a monthly planner. Just any old month. This is all you get. It's just basically the calendar. And so you would have all your days and you could actually put in meals. I would probably use, a pencil to do it. That way I can work it out and do all that. So I have to hold my camera because it just fell over. So fun. What do I have here? I just have a notepad. Again, Dollar Tree. And see, I have the days of the week on the top, all the way to Sunday. I do start on Monday because that's typically the day I go grocery shopping. So then I section it out and you'll see numbers at the top. Okay, you'll see numbers at the top. And that's basically the date. So I will pull this out. And ta-da! There it is. Magic. Here it is. That's all you need to know. Just kidding. So you can see I have 1 week here, 2nd week here, and then this is just free space that I will just make notes in. But like for my family, it's always tacos. There's a possible variation here because the kids might go with their mom. If they do, we'll have enchiladas because they don't like enchilada sauce. Also too, we don't, it's either ground beef or chicken in our house. And so you can kind of see that I have like burgers here. Let's see. There we go. I have burgers, and then I have chicken, tacos, or enchiladas. So I kind of varied a little bit. Because it's for my family, I also have to think about the kids. So we have pigs in a blanket over here. And yeah. Then down here we have breakfast. I also try to make notes when, like, here we have fries. That's a potato. Here's a rice. Here's a pasta. I try not to do pasta 2 days in a row or rice 2 days in a row because then it gets kind of boring. Have some casserole. So those are pasta. That's what the pea's for. Tea for potatoes. Pan for pancakes. I'm going to try and make a protein pancake. That's what I'm going to try and do. But you can see there's some kid-friendly meals. And here's where one example of, here's the minestrone. I like putting refried beans in my minestrone. I know it seems weird, but I like it. Sorry about the nails. Here I have tacos. I have rice and beans. Those will be refried beans. So what I'm going to do is use some of those refried beans from here over here. And so I might get a big can, knowing I'm going to have these 2 days, and do that. And so what happens is I have an idea for everything I'm going to have. Chicken curry, which reminds me, need coconut milk. All our coconut milk is expired. Dang it. And that's where I have my little note section down here. This is not my grocery list. But what you can see is I have beef on 4 days. And so the way I do that is I get these 3-pound chubs, so I'll need 2 of those. I divide them in half. Chicken, I have 5 meals. I'm going to need at least a couple dozen eggs. I'm going to need carrots, celery, potatoes, fries. That's more for the kids. We can have other stuff. I'm going to need tortillas, cheese, other meat. So you see I have steak right here with a question mark. It might not be steak. It might be pork chops or pork tenderloin. I don't know. It's going to be whatever I can find at the store for inexpensive. So then hot dogs and crescent rolls. So some of the stuff, the ingredients I'm going to need. And I don't need garbanzo beans because I looked in the cupboard and I have garbanzo beans. So I'm very happy about that. We don't have any olive oil at all. Haven't had olive oil in a very long time. And then protein powder. Now what I have done is over here, you can kind of see breakfast for me. lunch for me. And I tend to like eggs and fruit with some kind of carb like toast or potatoes. Also, oatmeal with fruit. And I have to figure out what kind of protein I'm going to have with that. And I'm going to vary these like every other day so I don't get bored of it. And then a couple of things that I'm going to make and show you guys is I'm going to be making some split pea soup and some turkey chili and how to cook up the beans and all that kind of stuff and give you some pointers. But yeah, so this will probably be this week, and then this will probably be later in the week. But yeah, just to give myself some ideas. This is very just basic, but it just gives you an idea, and it also lets you know kind of what you need to pull from the freezer, what you need to have ready. And also too, if you have like a meeting on a specific day, then what you can do is, if you know you have a meeting or you have something like, sometimes we have 4-H meetings, then I know, okay, I need to have something simple to make, and so we can have it done. We've already eaten, and then we can go to that meeting. None of that's going to happen these 2 weeks, but that's kind of, you know, some of the things I put in here. Why I have grocery day here, because it's like, okay, this is the day I'm going to get groceries. Making burgers and fries is pretty easy dinner, but I'm probably going to move that over here, possibly. Hopefully stuff's open on New Year's. I don't know. It's going to be fun. Beef stroganoff, it's basically ground beef stroganoff. One of the easiest meals to make. Are these things necessarily the most healthy? It really will depend on how you cook them. And that's why I'm going to be working with breakfast and start working towards a protein pancake, because everybody likes pancakes. Deal with the beef stroganoff, try to make that a little bit healthier. Chicken stir fry, that's an easy, healthy one. Minestrone soup is pretty healthy. It's the grilled cheese that will get you. Chicken curry, you can have that really loaded with vegetables and do it that way. So it just varies. And also too, portion control. And that's why when you see this and I know how many meals, it's for 6 people. I know how much I need for each meal. And you yourself will have to adjust that depending on your family size and what will work best for you. I will say this, when it comes to tuna, it's actually fairly inexpensive considering and how much you need. When I make a tuna casserole, I'm probably going to bump it up to 3 cans instead of just 2. But yeah. So anyway, but this is how I meal plan. It's really basic. I'm probably going to work on it a little bit more in the future, but this is just to give me ideas. I do have sheets that have recipes on them. I need to work on those recipes and get them dialed in and have them to where they work for me. So that's it for my meal planning. But if you're like, this doesn't help you, like I said, there's a lot of people who have done YouTube videos that go over meal planning, but I highly suggest you try it out. That way you know what to get, when to get it, and you decrease your food waste and save money. And you can also work on recipes and making healthy meals. Because I can make most of these healthy, actually. Some of them are like pigs in a blanket. Yeah, that's a kid meal. There's nothing I can do about that. But there you go. So I will, in the next video, show you my shopping list, which will involve this and other things, and how I go about taking that knowledge of the prices and putting it together with this and coming up with my grocery budget.